Dumb. Cool.
Weird.
Podcast. So we're doing Hercules and the Lost Kingdom, which is a movie that we watched probably a month and a half ago.
Yeah, pretty much, but we all had things we had to do. You were working on your movie.
Yeah, working on a movie, OK Boomer, coming out later this year.
Absolutely, go watch it.
So, Hercules and the Lost Kingdom.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on this fucking thing?
Well, it was good. Still very poorly done, but a good, poorly done 90s movie that was entertaining.
Yeah, it's the thing about Kevin Sorbo and Hercules. You know, when I think of 90s Hercules, I always think of Kevin Sorbo.
And it's perfect because Kevin Sorbo's played the best Hercules, hands down.
So the movie starts off with these three guys running through the wilderness, across the fields, across the fucking terrain. Each one getting murdered along the way.
Yeah, because the ancient gods, it was Hera. She was petty again and cruel.
Yeah, that's what the opening says anyway. They're all petty and cruel. And one of them gets murdered by getting drowned by some bitch that's in the water, drowns them.
She was a sea woman.
Sea witch, bitch.
Sea wench.
The other guy gets killed by rocks.
Yeah, but it was funny. The rocks targeted him.
Yeah, I remember that. And then the other guy just dies from exhaustion.
Yeah, what a very lame way to die. He's like, I finally made it. Time to die.
I'm dead as a fucking doorknob. Yeah,
Yep.
bitch. You are dead.
And then, as usual, Kevin Sorbo is in the middle of something, like fighting a giant, and Zeus appears out of nowhere to just, tell him, fight harder, stop getting your ass kicked.
Yep, it's like, thanks, Dad. And then he whips that giant's ass, and then he kind of moves on with his life.
You know what was funny, though, is that they were both sitting in the bar, letting the giant, torment these people for a little bit.
That's because the gods are petty and cruel.
Yeah, apparently Hercules was kind of going down that same role.
Yeah, he was like, well, Dad, am I supposed to be petty and cruel? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little. I mean, you don't have to help these people.
Yep. That's what he said in the last one. Women are just helpless. You can't help them.
Have you ever listened to women? No, I haven't.
Well, Dad, maybe we should listen to him a little bit. No.
Just
I'm Zeus. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's why Hera was doing so well with me and you.
Well, this movie, what it kind of starts out as is this woman is asking Hercules for help.
She's got her destiny.
It's her destiny. She's got to go with him. So she goes with him to this place, and this place has slaves. And the slaves are they're slavey. They're a little slavey.
They're very submissive. They've created their own society once the masters fall asleep.
Yep, and they go drinking.
Yeah, they have their own bars. They have their own society, like I said, but they get bullied by mercenaries.
Yep. Yeah, and the one mercenary is like, oh, let me come in here and make money off these slaves. And it's like, man, dude, you must be a little bitch if you're making monies off the slaves. Why don't you go steal the money from the actual people that have the money?
Yeah, that was funny. It was it's like, why are you out here robbing these slaves? Why not rob their masters who clearly have more money?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, but what I love is when they get out of that town after Hercules refuses to keep being the manservant of the queen of that town.
Yep.
And that one bitch is still following him, and she's just causing problems the whole way. Hercules is trying to do his thing, and she just causes problems left, right, and center.
Yep.
And then the leader of the slaves basically follows them, and he's like, I could be your slave. I can do anything.
You're not a slave anymore, dude. Stop being a bitch.
Yeah, and he just keeps having these moments of Stockholm syndrome to slavery.
Yep. So basically, it joins them, and they get eaten by a serpent.
A Loch Ness monster-like serpent.
Yep. On the fucking beach. And the thing is, when they're in the belly of this thing, me and Nick were talking about when they were doing the production of this, they must have been dumping sewage and all the fucking old fucking food from months ago into the fucking water. And Kevin Sorbo and this girl are like, ugh, it smells so bad in here. And the director's like, oh, well, it's method directing.
I took a piss in here real quick. One sec, let me take a shit real quick.
Yeah, so they're just trying to make it as disgusting as possible. And it must have smelled so bad in there because it didn't look good. It was disgusting looking.
Yeah, it really looked disgusting.
Yeah.
And then then they get attacked by that parasite.
Yep.
While, Kevin Sorbo's I'm just going to keep running through the intestines. And then eventually Kevin Sorbo punches the sea creature in the heart.
It kills it.
And they they happen to end up in the location of the lizard people kingdom.
Yeah, so they're in the Lost Kingdom, and him and her looking for her Lost Kingdom. They find it. They find out that she's actually the princess of a guy that's just about to die. They literally get there just in time. It's
For
just
him to die.
For him to die, yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a ragtag of like elderly people and like young child soldiers.
Yeah.
Waiting to attack the castle.
Yep. And they all start training, and Kevin Sorbo's like, you guys suck. And they have like a little training montage.
Kind of like in, what was it? I'm trying to think of the Bruce Campbell movie here.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah, like an Army of Darkness where he gives them like a quick run through.
Yep, of how to fight.
Yeah, and it just works.
It just works. So they go to fight these creatures, the lizard creatures, and then they do their little...
Yeah, they were swinging swords, and it was making the staff twirling noises.
Yep, like from the last movie we reviewed.
They really recycled a lot of the sound effects and the extras.
Yep, they did.
In each movie.
Yep, they did. And they somehow beat the lizard creatures, but then the main lizard guy's like, I want to take this one as my own, and then they fucking kill that guy.
Yeah, it took Hercules a lot to kick his ass.
Yep. But he finally whipped his ass. Hera lost. They got their kingdom back.
But Hera did put him in a tornado and then launched him off, remember? Into some other random place where this Scottish guy was like, "We need your help."
Yeah, so they sent him to the northern part of the continent.
Yeah, apparently Greece is Costa Rica, Scotland, and a few other mountainous regions.
Yep. And that was Hercules and the Lost Kingdom. It's definitely a very interesting movie.
Entertaining still.
What's the dumb about this movie?
Well, the dumb was the fact that the slaves just couldn't figure out that freedom was a lot better than what they were dealing with.
Yeah. They weren't smart enough to realize that freedom is really the way to go.
Yeah, like they just kept wanting to be slaves. Like they couldn't even just be mercenaries.
No, they couldn't. They couldn't just be mercenaries. What was weird about this movie?
The lizard people and the you know what specifically I would say that that giant Loch Ness monster set. The thing had a parasite in it. It had poo water. It didn't also make sense because that it somehow brought them to the lizard kingdom, but then the slaves also appeared to the lizard kingdom.
Yeah.
Without the big lizard Loch Ness monster creature.
Yeah. What was cool about this movie?
Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin motherfucking Sorbo. Sorbono. Kevin Sorbo. Yeah, no, seriously. Kevin Sorbo looked pretty fucking cool in this movie.
He looked a lot bigger.
Fucking big, and he was fucking shredded, and God, he looked pretty good with the long hair.
Yeah, that's right. His hair was longer in this one, and he looked like he was juicing up.
Yeah, he's definitely juicing in this one. Yep.
Dumb but good.
So that was Hercules and the Lost Kingdom. And if you haven't seen it yet, go on Amazon. It's there along with the whole series. Watch the movies first, then watch the series.
Yeah, it won't make sense if you don't.
Yeah. So do it, bitch. Fuck you. Suck my cock. Eat my ass. Lick my feet. Do whatever. Thanks for checking out the Dumb Cool Weird podcast. We're a movie podcast now, so Movie Monday is every Monday about crappy movies from the 20th century. It's going to be great, folks. I can't wait to show y'all.